Good morning. It is Thursday, June 18th, and you can see I looked at the display to make sure I knew what day it was. I'm doing this video for you guys to kind of follow up on a post in Mels' Instagram stories. I don't want that to come across as me, going, look at me, how great I am. There's a point that I'm trying to make. And right now, with the atmosphere, we're in the middle of a pandemic that, God, we don't know if we can trust any of the information we have. There's conspiracy theories flying everywhere. And people, the economy has crashed and trying to revive. People, I'm losing my job. I'm less than 10 working days out, and I'm going to be furloughed indefinitely. So there's just a lot of shit going on, and hopefully me saying the S word doesn't offend anybody. I'm just going to be frank with you. Now we have all this civil unrest that has turned into all sorts of different things, and there's always seemingly an issue. Mel posted about this earlier, about how some people are intimidated by strong women. Now, I don't, she and I have had the conversation, and she asked me, why are guys like this? And I'm going to be honest, I don't know. I have worked for women. I coach women. I depend on women in the gym to be eyes. And, when I'm squatting, I ask for their input. And, I don't know. Now, I'm not a feminist. I'm just a dude that, I'm just a dude. But one of the things that there's a couple things that I want to talk about. One, and the reason why I said what I did to Mel is, Mel is trying to do Olympic lifting. And the first experience she ever had with me coaching, this has been, I don't know, it's been a few years at least, 3 or 4 years ago. I worked with her, I don't know, 4 or 6 weeks. She would have to tell you, to be honest. And it's clear that Mel is an athlete, and she's super strong with her powerlifting background. And so when she started this, I'm going to tell you exactly what I told her, what we were going to do. I'm not worried about her being strong enough to go up overhead. She's clearly strong enough. That will come in due time. I broke the lift down into from the floor, below the knee, above the knee, and what we call the third pull position. Now, there's going to be coaches out there that don't believe that there's such thing as a third pull, and I'm going to tell you I disagree with that. Who's right? You make the call. But if I'm coaching you, we have a third pull drill, like it or not. And what I'm looking for is, where is the transfer point that she will have the most difficulty with, and that's where we're going to start to work. But I told her all of this is going to feel foreign initially, and and learning to extend and how to receive the bar. The other thing is not to turn her into an Olympic weightlifter. A good coach, this is my opinion, a good coach is going to look at the athlete, assess the athlete, find out where the weakness is, whether it be strength, whether it be form, whatever the issue may be, and we're going to work on that. But we're also going to recognize what is strong and what puts that particular movement in that athlete's wheelhouse. And this brings me to another point. You see, Mel posts a lot. She got some shit from some guy about being an Instagram model, and let's all be honest, she could probably pull that off without much of an issue. But I've never seen her butt hanging out of anything or her boobs hanging out of anything. And Mel's a pretty girl. There's no secret there. But she's also really smart, and just because someone's pretty doesn't automatically mean that they're dumb. It's just like me. Just because I'm this big old dude doesn't mean I've never read a damn book. Come on. So, so you've got people that don't even know you that are saying hurtful things and being critical, to the point you have these weightlifting coaches that are completely destroying her about her form. Now, here's where I have a problem with that. Not because I'm the one that's coaching her. I don't give a rat damn. I don't give a shit what you think about me and my coaching. The results speak for themselves. I'm not the least bit worried about somebody that I don't coach or somebody that doesn't train at my gym if you're trying to be a dick. Just as simple as that. And, you know, I told Mel, I was like, what is this, 3 sessions? Well, I mean, we need at least 3 more before you're ready for Tokyo next year. I mean, come on. So my point is I told her, I am, from my initial experience in the strength world is powerlifting and strongman. And I've done Olympic lifting for years on and off and have competed. And in about 2015, I competed in all the big meets that masters compete in, except for worlds, because I didn't want to fly to Spain at the time. And I was a contender. But I told her, I said, you know what? I pull with my arms too soon. But you know what they call me? And she's like, what? National champion and World Cup champion. Is my form deficient like a traditional or a pure weightlifting? Yes. It is not what it could be. Could it be better? The answer is yes. But on that day at Nationals, I lifted the most weight, and therefore I won. I was the best lifter. The name of the game is not how pretty the lift is, because it ain't a fucking fashion show. And I'm sick of that shit. It is a competition. And if you there's 3 judges, and if you get 2 white lights and you lift the most weight, that makes you the winner. Period. End of report, and it's not open to debate. That's the end. You win. And that's the name of the game. Now, if you want to continue working on your form, and I'm always going to suggest that, there are guys that I know that they are never going to be in the ideal position. So I have to play to their strengths. No matter what drill I use to keep the chest up, or whatever the case may be. Are they engaged in the lift too soon on the deadlift? They're not going to change. They're not going to do it. So you have to work to their strengths, work the weaknesses as much as you can, and do everything you can to minimize an issue that might create an injury. You know, so that becomes the trick, because my job is not only to train people to get stronger, my job is also, and what my strong suit is to create a competitor. And you have to learn, you know, where they're good and where they're deficient, and make that happen. You've got to come up with a formula and recipe that makes them successful. So the bottom line is what I'm getting at, regardless of your level, whatever you aspire to be, whether that be the best in your town or gym or the best in the world, never let someone else, especially some stupid ass that doesn't know shit from apple butter most of the time, but doesn't know you or what you're dealing with or what your time in the sport is or whatever it is you're doing, never let somebody rob you of your joy of what you do. You know, no matter what level that you're at. You like playing the guitar, but you can only play 3 chords. How many songs in this whole world that are mega hits and have made people a gazillion dollars have 3 damn chords in them? The bulk of them. So what I'm getting at is, know that when you share something on social media, it immediately gives everybody the right to have an opinion. And you're going to have to make a choice how that affects you. Because there's going to be people, I don't give a shit how good you do. I have won world championships, you know, in a heavily contested class of super heavyweights, and all someone could talk about was how fat I was. Well, I'm a super heavyweight. You know, it didn't take a genius. To be super heavyweight in that federation, I had to weigh 308. Were you expecting me to look like Mr. Olympia? I mean, what competition were you looking for? And you can see that and Mel and I talked about this last night, it does trigger me. Because in this day and age, when we're so fucking angry about everything and we're so offended about everything, we clearly have an here's a lifter. Regardless of what you do know or don't know, you've got someone trying. Now, that word's important. You have someone trying to do something different. They want to expand their horizons. They want to be a better athlete. They want to be a better coach. They want to learn so they can potentially help someone, to serve someone. And I used to be against this, but that has changed over time. If this is something that you want to do, then do it. The worst thing that can happen to people is not trying something and failing, is that they never try. I have a female lifter, and I share this with you because there's a lot of females, and Mel happens to be a female. And I am all about empowerment, regardless of your gender, your religious and sexual persuasion, your ethnicity. I don't give a tinker's damn about that. And if you don't know what a tinker's damn is, Google that shit. My point is, the worst thing that happens is that we never try. And to go back to this girl that I have in the gym that's lifting, she knows, and she has said it, she knows that she is never going to be national caliber. She has zero athletic experience prior to coming to my gym. But she shows up every session at the butt crack of dawn. They're there at 5 o'clock. And she's training, and she's trying, and she's taking video. She's cried on my shoulder. She's been mad as a hornet, because things haven't gone her way. But she keeps showing up. And so I'm going to ask you, because trying becomes the important question, what has she never tried? But I'm going to take that a step further. A couple weeks ago, she posted a video, and she hit a lifetime PR. And isn't that the name of the game? I mean, why do we show up? If this were so easy, then what we would do is Mel and Leo and a couple of you other guys would text me and go, hey, there's a powerlifting meet close by. Let's all do powerlifting this weekend. Like let's go fishing. It doesn't require a huge amount to be ultra successful and catch the trophy bass and win a bass tournament. That requires some skill. To participate, you go to Walmart and buy a little Zebco 202 for, I don't know, 20, I don't even know what they are. And you buy a license and you're fishing. And there you are. Strength in the competitive world does not work like that. And you have to put the time in. It doesn't matter how good you want to be. You don't prepare, you're going to fail. But what was interesting about this particular situation is she hit this lifetime PR, and she shared it, she posted it, and there were a half a dozen responses to it. And this is what they had to say. That is amazing. You are awesome. That makes me want to try. So see, it wasn't me squatting 1,000 pounds that inspired someone to try. It was this girl that has never been an athlete that decided to try and wanted to be better at something, wanted to be strong, wanted to get fit. She tried. And when she shared that with someone else, it inspired them to try. See, the worst thing that can happen when we do these things is never failure. That's the building blocks of success. And I know that's a cliche, but I got millions of stories, and I've already made this too long, so I'm not going to go into them. But what I'm telling you, the worst thing that can happen is giving up or never trying. So I encourage you, try. And if you're curious about something, try it. Do it. I want to go hike. Corey goes hiking all the time, Now, do I think that is a detriment to her lifting? Yes, it most certainly is. That is not my opinion. That's factual. But you know what? That's what Corey wants to do. And she's accepted the fact that it is going to have a negative effect on her, her powerlifting and her competitions. Okay, as long as you know that, then party on. But unless there's a gazillion dollars on the line, who cares? Being a power lifter that's not who we are. It's something that we do. The manner in which we do these things, the manner in which we share these things, that is who we are. So keep those things in mind. You know, you may not want to be a world champion. It takes a certain, no matter how much talent you have, it requires different levels of work and dedication and time to be a champion, regardless of what level. And that may not be your thing. You may want to do lots of other things, because I'm going to tell you, being a world champion at powerlifting meant there was a lot of other shit I didn't get to do. The bottom line is, always try. If you're curious and want to, try. Failure, that's just part of the process. Excuse me. Don't be afraid to try. Excuse me. Because, you know, what might just happen is that you're successful. And I will leave you with this: never let anybody, for any reason, rob you of your joy. This is the point where we have to start uplifting people. All of us. Not just women, you know, for the sake of the women's movement. I'm about people. And this isn't one of those things where I'm taking something where all lives matter. I mean, that's a given. We all should be pushing each other to be better. And if you're training with people and you have a coach, and in this situation you are accountable to them. And thank God that you have that accountability, and it's also your biggest commodity. And so, again, I've been long-winded, but I wanted to share this with you. If you love doing this, keep doing it, no matter what. No matter what. I don't care what level. If you need a trophy, let me know. I'll send you one. You can have one of mine. Do what you need to do to be the best version of yourself, and never let anybody rob you of your joy. So, sorry I'm long-winded. I hope this means something to you, and understand why I am triggered. I don't hate anybody because of it, but it's one of the reasons why I do what I do. So, anyway, I hope this finds everybody having a good day, and if you need me, holler. All right, guys. God bless you.